Hello Taurus, welcome to your weekly reading with me, Cindy. This week Taurus is Faery week now. I was kind of being tugged at, nudged, poked to, and it was coming to me in different ways. I was a little bit tired. I was a little bit tired and I thought, oh, Faery week can be kind of intense because every sign is a different fairy. Now, the extended for this week stays the same. So if you're drawn to it, the link is at the top of the description. You will get a separate fairy card pulled for you, which will be the archetypal energy of your inner child. But for the YouTube, I kept like getting sort of this feeling about the Oakman energy and them wanting to do a message for everyone. And I thought, maybe they're the fairy for this week. Like everybody gets the Oakman. I thought, I don't know, probably not. And I picked up the deck and they were right there on the bottom. So I thought, okay, that's a sign. So that's what it is. That's what you're getting. You're getting a message from the Oakman this week, as is everyone else. I'm going to go into the book and I'm going to read it to you. Probably by the time I'm done, I'll have it memorized. But I tell you, every time I read it, I find they are one of the most interesting and significant cards, fairies, energies in this book. And here they are coming out as a guide for the collective, and now it's a message for each one of you, which is also sort of poignant because this will be the last fairy reading for the zodiac this year, right? Yeah. And then we're going to look into, we're going to go into the tarot. We're going to find out what are they asking you to release? What are they asking you to embrace? They're going to let you know about any hidden factors that you may be unaware of, an energy that is approaching you. So, the Oakman, number 47. I just feel like sitting here in your energy, it's almost like this stillness. And it's, you know, it's not a calm before a storm. I would describe it as a calmness after a storm, is what this feels like. It's so quiet. It's almost like having pushed through something difficult and now there's peace. That's what that feels like. So, what are the Oakmen? What are they all about? Strength, ancient wisdom, and depth. I had an interesting lesson from the Oakman about how we humans use fairies to mirror our own projections. The eyes of the Oakman are a warm light brown, but some people look at them and say, oh, red eyes, scary. I tried a little experiment using digital magic. I made a copy of the Oakman and gave them blue eyes. I then asked some people for their impressions of the men, and words like innocent and sweet and melancholy came back. Then I changed them to an unreal looking violet and got responses like, oh, so spiritual, so wise. Had the Oakman changed? Of course not. But what people projected onto them had. When we look at a fairy, we can simply project all of our fears and insecurities and prejudices and delusions on them. Or we can try to see them as they are. In a sense, all oracles are simply mirrors of the wisdom and confusion within the reader. But if we only look at them through our personal filters and projection, we learn very little. It is only when we actually try to see beyond ourselves that we begin to use the oracle as a mirror of the cosmos and all of its wisdom. One member of the oracle group looked at them and wrote, when I see this card, I lose all track of time. I feel deep grounding and peace, contentment. Everything is there if you just take the time to be part of it. It is a deep homecoming for me. To me, the Oakmen show the deep wisdom of age, the inner peace and strength of the elders. This is what the Oakmen are about. Can you look at them and see them as they are? Or can you only see your own projections? The universe, like the Oakmen, is full of wisdom and compassion and strength, but it doesn't always come in pretty packages. In the reading, this card depicts the strength and wisdom of age. It also reminds us that what we need to know, what is truly there to be seen, cannot be discovered by a superficial glance and hasty reaction. In a reading, the Oakmen tell us to look slowly and deeply into the heart of the matter and to see past the superficialities of the surface. Consider the history of the situation in depth and learn from the past. Consult others with more experience than you have. Learn from the wisdom of the elders, both those available to you personally and those you encounter in books and elsewhere. In this matter, it would be wise to make your decisions after more pondering and study of the situation. Consider motivations in depth. Take action only after thorough deliberation. The Oakmen tell us that haste may be, at this moment, our worst enemy. They also suggest that we might learn a lot from trees. Consider the trees and their wisdom. Connect with a wise old one and ask for help. Wow. So I told you, this is like the fourth time I've read this. This is for me bringing up a dream that I had last night. Consult others with more experience than you have. Learn from them the wisdom of the elders, both those available to you personally and those you encounter in books and elsewhere. That really hit me because I had a very unusual dream last night. I dreamt that I was at the place that my grandfather built that was on a lake, and I pretty much grew up there. And periodically I have dreams about going back there, and sometimes he'll be there, and he was there this time in my dream. But he was acting very unusual. He was acting almost like a child. Like he was depicted as this very old, kind of like the Oakmen, but there's young little oak trees here too. And it was almost like he looked like this old man, but he was acting like almost like an immature child. And I don't mean immature in that he was doing like things that were really callous or a poor decision. There was something he was doing that seemed like poor decision making to me. And I kept thinking, I think there's a message in this. So I walked out through the beach, and it had been bulldozed, like the water had been removed and it had been bulldozed. And there were some steps leading down where it had been flattened. So where it should have been deep, it was kind of bulldozed in, like somehow the water had been removed. And it was flattened, so it didn't gradually get deeper off the shore like it typically would. However, there was one spot where a bulldozer had gone through and dug down really deep, and my grandfather had placed steps down there. So he went down there, so I followed him down there. And this is in my dream. And this is a weird thing, he had a washer and a dryer down there, and he was doing laundry. And I said to him, I said, Grandpa, you can't keep these here. When the water comes back, this whole area will be flooded. This doesn't make any sense. And he looked at me and he said, but I can do it right now, can't I? I thought, yeah, I guess you can. Right? I'm trying to figure, I swear to God, there's a message in that. I have to figure that out, like the laundry. And it's funny because, reading the Oakman over and over again this week, I'm thinking, you think you'd get bored with it? It's kind of like a passage, like a poetry or a really good book. You can read it over and over again. Every time you're going to pull something else that you missed the first time, or something in your life has happened since the last time you've read that, and it changes, right? Like they're talking about how we project. I do want to say, though, not necessarily projecting, but receiving the message by being more open through our own experiences. So, let's get into more details about your reading. I'm going to pull out a Wild Unknown Animal Spirit Oracle card to go with the Oakman for you today. And then I'm going to use the tarot deck of the same namesake. Lily's so tired. We got a bunch of snow, and she spent her whole walk running. Like, I can just take longer and faster steps to keep up with her little run. She ran through the snow the whole time. And I remember reading once that a dog's mental and emotional capacity never really goes beyond that of a 3-year-old human child. I saw her this morning. I thought, yep. She's just, everyone else is trying to shovel it and move it. And she's like, the whole walk, just running, boom, 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 and now she's tired. It's so cute though, like that enthusiasm. Fresh snow! I love it. funny. Okay, I'm hearing friendship in waiting. Really interesting. I'm hearing friendship in waiting, whatever that means for you. The Otter is the happiest little dude, man. Happy, sociable, but he's on his own. He's waiting. He's anticipating something. The anticipation of something. Happiness, or happiness, friendship, and waiting. Let's see what your tarot cards have to say here. Taurus, what they're being asked to release, asked to embrace, hidden factors they are unaware of, energy that is approaching them. Taurus, Taurus. Oh, that's interesting. Wow. Well, get ready. I don't know, it might be more than friendship. The Four of Pentacles at the bottom. Right now, hold tight. It seems to be going through this week. Maybe that's why the Oakmen are here. They're kind of telling us all to hold tight. I really, though, like my own self, I'm feeling like things pick up in the new year. And I don't want to just say that because of the news and the vaccines and stuff like that. It just feels like that energetically to me. I don't know why. It just is, right? So it's funny. I'm developing my own holiday plan for Christmas time. It involves the 3 B's, okay? So these are the 3 B's that I'm establishing for my holiday Christmas plan. Bubble bath, Beaujolais, and brownies. That's my plan. Maybe in that order or all at once. I don't know. And then probably have to, in the new year, to start doing something to burn off at least the Beaujolais and the brownies. What are you being asked to release? The 3 of Cups. Yours is coming in completely different from everybody else's this week. Because I see this little otter here, like this friendship in waiting, I'm getting like friendship in waiting. And your embrace is the 10 of Cups. This is one of those situations when release is almost like releasing your energy. 3 of Cups is celebrating, right, together. And a lot of times it's energy that comes together after being apart, so it can be often depicted or described as, what's the word for it? I hate it when my brain goes blank. See, I'm not having enough bubble baths, Beaujolais, and brownies. That's the problem. Reconciliation energy, right? So I'm feeling like releasing your energy. It's almost as if there's friendship in waiting. There's something in waiting for you. Release your energy. Allow your energy to flow. What are you being asked to embrace? The 10 of Cups. Who had the... So I have a very interesting way of seeing this card now because of this week. It's the first time I ever realized that there's 2 5s on either end of this, right? I mean, there's different ways you could look at it. I've looked at it in sets of 2s for the 10 of Cups. But I'm seeing it now. I think it was Pisces. 2 5s creating a 10. So it's the energy of 2 people, 2 situations where a disappointment is there. There's some sort of disappointment, things not working out. But when these 2 energies come together, these 2 levels of a disappointment, it could be 2 people that have not had very good experiences in friendship, haven't had very good experiences with business partners or people they work with, haven't had very good experiences with romantic partners or siblings or family or whatever. Even a sibling, like all of a sudden then you could have a sibling who marries somebody and you have a sister and brother-in-law that's like, oh, I waited all my life to be someone like you just enjoy talking to them on the phone. This disappointment, these 2 disappointing energies come together and they make something really amazing, like really, really happy and fulfilling here. Get ready to embrace that. So yours is pretty cool. Yours is pretty cool. Now, a hidden factor that you aren't aware of, there's a new beginning here. Whether that's a new home, a new workplace, a new car, what could it be? I'm hearing Wayne Brady from, well, let's make a deal. Which is it going to be? 1, 2, or 3? Which new thing is this for you? Energy, the pentacles, I do like to say, it's a one little gift from the tarot to say this could be something real, man. Everything else is all about energy, feelings, emotions, thoughts. Pentacles is kind of like the real stuff going on in life. The energy that's approaching you is the Lovers. This is my favorite Lovers card. The color in it is just so beautiful. And look at the colors. It's in here. Like there's something coming towards you guys. Maybe you can share your bubble bath, Beaujolais, and brownies with your friendship in waiting, right? It feels a little more like, well, it doesn't, you know what? It doesn't have to be romantic at all. Lovers is about making a choice. Making a choice to come together. And this is celebration. There is a wonderful celebration in these two energies coming together. You have a really good reading, guys. Like, you really have a nice reading here. So let's mess it up and clarify it. No. It's going to give us the details about, it'll probably say something like, well, you have to work through this first, or it's divine time. It'll be happening soon, but just not yet. The tarot I find is like, hurry up and wait. Hurry up and wait. Although I shouldn't say that. I do notice comments where people come through and say, you did this reading last week and that's exactly what happened. That's cool. Yeah, there is a friendship in waiting here. Look at that. The Ace of Pentacles twice. Oh, that's really intriguing. The Hermit, the Page of Pentacles, the King of Cups, and Temperance is all at the bottom here. Lots of self-reflection. Analyzing, projecting a new beginning here with a lot of feelings and emotions based on divine timing and balance. What are you being asked to release, right? This is the Three of Cups. This is where I feel like actually allowing your energy to come forward, allowing yourself to share your energy. When you share your energy, it creates collaboration. I'm hearing you share your energy, it creates collaboration. Well, that would kind of make sense, right? But I don't think I've ever said that before. So the Magician, the Eight of Cups, and the Five of Pentacles. You know what? This is what I feel like. It's like a friendship in waiting. There's some sort of energy waiting for you. Like manifesting. Manifesting this. Or no, I feel like you're being asked to release your energy somehow on some element here, some level. To share your energy. Because your energy has been exited. Or you've exited your energy with the Eight of Cups and the Five of Pentacles here. That's like a heavy exit. But right, you have the Hermit at the bottom. So and you have the Four of Pentacles at the bottom too. Really self-contained, internal exploration going on. I can't remember who else it was, or if it was this week or last week, but there was a message about that. Like, I can't remember who it was. I think it was towards the end of last week where, the Hermit energy, yes, the Hermit energy is really a good energy to get into when it's needed to be explored. It's really to look internal for your answers. Internally, you often will face things that need to be looked at, resolve feelings and emotions. But if that goes on too long, it was showing that it could become toxic. It almost becomes a bad habit of isolating yourself. I mean, human beings are social animals, right? We are social animals. Some of us more so than others. And then some of us more so in terms of, okay, I'm going to socialize now. And I'm going to come back into myself, which is also a good balance. I want to say you can look at it two ways, because you can look at some people that never want to spend any time on their own. They don't want to spend any time on their own at all. And because of that, I don't think that they ever really take the time to think about, you know, what really makes them happy. Or to address really anything deeply in life. Because you're always distracted by other people, by other situations. Not looking at your own, right? So that can become toxic. But then the Hermit can too. Because you're so absorbed looking for your own answers. Eventually there are no more answers within you. You have to go out of yourself to find answers or to find growth. So what are you being asked to embrace? This is 10 of Cups. The Queen of Pentacles, the 7 of Wands, and the 8 of Pentacles. There is a really good opportunity. And some of you, I feel like this could definitely be work. There's some sort of apprehension here with the 7 of Wands. A little protective, a little bit guarded. But the Queen of Pentacles and the 8 of Pentacles, it's almost like what's sitting between, because these two come together really well, right? And this is almost like being the boss. The Queen of Pentacles with the 8 of Pentacles. It's also being in a position of great abundance and stability. A very nurturing situation, regardless of how much work needs to go in. It's very nurturing, very calming. But there's this energy that sits between these two. There's something a little bit guarded here that you're being asked to embrace. But it is 2 5s that make a 10. And the 5 in the tarot, well, the 5 of Cups is disappointment. Something not working out the way you'd hoped it would. So there's some good potential here, but there is a little bit of caution. Hidden factor that you were unaware of. You have the Ace of Pentacles, and it was clarified with another Ace of Pentacles. The 3 of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, and the 3 of Pentacles. There you go. There is that. What did I say? Sharing your energy creates collaboration or something like that. Well, there's the collaboration card with the 3 of Pentacles. A new beginning. Some of y'all, there's a new job here. There's either a new job or a new position in a job for some of you. And I feel like it's up. It's taking you up a level. This is also just really clarifying, like, you're going to, even if you're not moving into some sort of a position or wherever you start sharing your energy, it's going to make you feel better, I feel like, with the 3 of Swords. It's going to make you feel better, right? It's that message about the Hermit, like too much internal work at some point it's really no different than someone who never looks within themselves. Like there has to be a balance here. So the 3 of Pentacles, there's this sharing of energy and collaborating, I feel, is going to lead to new, real physical things in life, right? And it does. If you think about any situation like where, I always have to think about more like when I was a teenager. Or like, yeah, when I was a teenager, the economy here in Ontario was really bad. And I needed a job. Like, I was making some money before I went to college. And there was like no jobs. There was so many cutbacks everywhere. We went from a period of time where you always see like a help wanted sign in the window to not seeing them anywhere. Like, and I could have sat and looked through back then newspapers, word of mouth. It was getting nothing. And then I think I just said, I'm going to go out and I'm just going to walk. I'm just going to walk. I walked through plazas. I walked through malls. And I found a job. Just like that. I found a job before it got posted. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you can internalize. You can sit in the house and you can think about and plan and strategize. Look online. But you know what? Sometimes when you just go out there, you find it. It finds you. You come together. Right? So it was a Subway, or no, a Mr. Sub. Let me get that right. Mr. Sub, which is a Canadian version of a sub place. And a man and his wife had bought this franchise, started it a couple months ago, and were doing the hours all on their own. And they were making enough money, but they were getting so much work they needed to hire someone. And I walked in the door. It's like that. I ate a lot of subs. I got really chunky. But my mom said I looked healthy. It's like, I don't know. That's what your mom says. When you look healthy. Like, yeah. Lots of subs. Okay. Energy that is approaching you. The Lovers. Hello. Now this is an interesting clarification. You have the Sun, the Two of Pentacles, and the Moon. What is your choice here? The Lovers is about making a choice. What is your choice here? There's a choice to be made. Is it happiness? Is it clarity? Is it warmth, the brightest days you've ever had? Or is it fear? Is it the unknown? Is it apprehension? What is your choice? If the Hermit energy has become, in a way, no longer self-serving, I do want to say that you could run the risk of the ego. Oh, I hope that's my snowplow guy. Anyways, you could run the risk of the ego manipulating you. Right? The ego is always something. The ego is there, and I really feel like through an evolutionary process of trying to protect us. And if you imagine this as cave people, you know, like saber-toothed tigers and other cave people either wanting to steal your women or your food or kill you or get your, you know, like there's always, don't trust anyone. Don't go out today. I know it doesn't seem good. I hear cats everywhere. I hear saber-toothed tigers everywhere. Okay, don't. Like, right? Like there's so much evolutionary work that's gone into that brain, and the ego is really there to protect us. It's not a bad thing. Some people, it is a bad thing. They got like way too much of it. And they just think they're just, you know, more than what they see other people to be. I don't want to say more than what they are, because we all are pretty significant beings. But, you know, the ego can kind of play on you here. Like, oh, don't go out. Don't go out. You're safe here. You can order your groceries online. Don't go out. Don't go out. Don't share your energy. And then you kind of start, like, you can become fearful. Or you can become worried about the unknown, right? It's almost like looking for that job. I'm not finding one online. I'm not finding one in the newspapers. I'm talking to all my friends and nobody's telling me about one. So you kind of sit in there and you get locked into that idea. It's not out there. There's nothing out there. I'm not going to find it. Till you finally say, screw this. I'm going to go out and I'm not coming home until I find one. And I think that was my attitude that day, and I did. And I remember, I think it was my mom or someone, they couldn't believe that I found a job. And they were phoning all their friends, like, how'd you get a job? Because their kids couldn't get jobs. So that's to say, right, even when it seems like you can't get this, it doesn't seem possible with the information that you have. That's when you need to go out and find new information that shows you it is possible. Yeah. Look at that. Alright, never would have known that all these little things that I went through in life became a tarot story on YouTube one day when there was no YouTube. There wasn't even internet, actually. When would that have been? When would that have been? I need my fingers and my toes. I was... Wait a second. 89? I think it was like 89, 1989, around there. Yeah. God, that sounds like such a long time ago, doesn't it? Anyways, well, that's your reading. That's your reading, Taurus. It's quite interesting, man. It's time to go. There's a friendship in waiting here. What am I going to call this? A friendship in waiting. However that develops for you. Maybe it becomes romantic. Maybe it becomes a business partnership. Maybe it becomes best friends forever, for a lifetime. You end up in the nursing home together. Wouldn't that be great to have like a best friend? And then you both end up in the nursing home together. Especially if it's a best friend that you can have a little bit of fun and trouble with. It would be the best. Okay. That's it. I'm going to go do your extended, guys. Thank you so much. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.